for the virtual part, so I would ask if you're asking questions or discussion, please speak up so the folks on the WebEx can hear us. And then we have a couple of presentations today, one by Dr. Ganapati. Ganapati, I'm sorry, I always mispronounce your last name, but we'll get to that. All right. We'll get to that one. And then a bit later in the program, we're going to have Christine Chispadia from NEI kind of give us an update following the legislative sessions outside of Virginia and some of the things that are going on at the state level. And then we'll have some of our regular businesses as well. So before we jump in, I want to get into and start with a little bit of a safety message. We have an interesting one in our company this week. As we're getting into the height of summer, it was about water and boating safety. I won't take you through all of the specifics there, but there are two things I think are good reminders on the water side. One is if you're swimming in lakes, rivers, oceans, don't go swimming by yourself. I was thinking about this the other day, because sometimes if you're out at the lake or something, at the cabin, it's kind of first thing in the morning, if no one's up, going and jumping in the lake and waking yourself up is not a bad way to start the day. Probably also not the best safety practice though. So just something to remind yourself of. And then in terms of boating safety, for those of you that do boat, good idea. There's refresher courses. Obviously you need the boating license, but you don't have to do that all the time. So boat safety courses, there's so much online that you can go just as a refresher. I think that's a good practice. One of my colleagues recommended that yesterday. They just go every spring or before Memorial Day, before they get out on their boat, they go do a refresher course online. It's 10 minutes or so, and it is a good way to refresh your memory. So anyway, as we get into summer, a couple of good things to think about there. So I would like to go around and do introductions. We've got Michael Jagels here from the Attorney General's office, who's our new representative. And Randy, you want to introduce yourself as well. But why don't we start so we know who's in the room. We're going to start with your Tim.
Thanks, Tom. I'm Tim Stuller with the Virginia Economic Development Partnership.
Jeff Fox with the University of Virginia.
Mike Jagels from the Attorney General's office.
Bill Bristow, George Washington University.
Tom Ponte Framatome.
Hi, I'm new to the group. I'm Randy Heflin from Virginia Tech. The title's a little old there. I'm the Senior Associate Vice President for Research and Innovation starting beginning of January. Prior, I was associated for research in the College of Science and a physics faculty member.
Gene Braycheck with the American Nuclear Society. Scott Koppel, BWXT.
I'm John Katz, representing Virginia's community colleges.
And Larry Corky, Virginia Department of Energy.
And Noah Nguyen, Virginia Department of Energy.
Good morning, Joe Lurch with the Virginia Association of Counties.
All right, so thank you and welcome everybody. Who knows Brandy's not here. Oh, Devin, I forgot.
Okay.
Please.
Devin Keller, Virginia Department of Energy.
Can we go through who's on?
Yeah, that's. I was just going to say, Brandy's not here. She had another conflicting meeting, so Devin, Larry, and Nam are helping us run the meeting, but Brandy's still part of the team. Just confirming that. So yeah, can we go through who's on the WebEx? Maybe Devin, it might be easiest if you want to. That way we don't have to have everybody coming off mute. And then we can identify the phone numbers.
Sure. Okay. So we have April Wade, Arlen Volstad, Arvin Patel, Bart Gibson, Chrissy Noonan, David Essa, Ganapati Kaineni, Gary Tepper, Igor Musatov, and Michael. Not sure last name. And then we've got two phone numbers. Unmute you if you want to say.
Yeah, we have, so there's two 804 phone numbers, one ending in 41. Can you identify yourself?
Hey, good morning. This is Chelsea from Commerce and Trade.
Okay, thank you. And the phone number 804 ending in 41. outline.
Hey, this is Christine Noonan with Reed Smith. I'm dialed in and watching by WebEx, so having a little bit of trouble with the audio.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you. All right. And is that Michael Lemke? And you're on mute, Michael. Okay. Well, I think that probably is, because I know Michael was tentative. So anyway, so next we're going to jump in and Ganapati, we're going to jump into your presentation. So I know Devin has slides that we're going to share. So we'll pull those up. And Ganapati, the floor is yours if you want to make sure you're unmuted. And